Now, an accessory that we have for the Clearguard pressurized filters are the Pondmaster Clearguard Backwash Air Kit. Now, what's included in this kit is going to be an air pump, some airline tubing, and a bag full of fittings and a shut-off valve and some hose clamps. Now, the kit comes supplied with 6 feet of airline tubing, a ball valve to shut the air pump on and off and to close the line off once you start running the filter, a 90-degree angle barbed fitting to hook your airline into, and this is going to be an adapter fitting for that 90-degree barbed fitting that's going to replace the plug that's in your existing drum. It also comes supplied with 3 hose clamps to clamp the airline onto the barbed fittings. So after we opened up our box to the Clearguard Backwash Air Kit, the tubing was 6 feet long. We cut the tube down to about 2 feet. This is the part that's going to get installed in your filter drum through this adapter and barbed fitting. The other side of the air tube, we've already installed a hose clamp on very loosely, and we're going to take this coupling and install that onto the air pump and slide the clip over it. We've already installed the tube into this end of the coupling and secured it with the clip. Now what we're going to do is remove the original drain plug from the bottom of the drum. We're going to replace that with the adapter fitting that came with the air kit. Now this fitting has an O-ring on it. Make sure that the O-ring is mounted on there before you install it into the drum. It has some ribs along the perimeter of it. The ribs will allow you to grab it and bite into that. Now we're going to take our 90-degree barbed fitting that came along in the kit. Be sure to put Teflon tape around the threads before you install it into your adapter fitting. Again, hand tight. Don't use wrenches or tools for any of the installation on this. Now we're going to take our short piece of tube that we cut. And again, the length of this tube is determined by you, how long you want to place the shut-off valve away from your drum. In the event your drum is buried, then you're going to need to cut your tube a little bit longer so that your ball valve is exposed at a greater distance than what I'm working with here. You're going to slide this piece of tubing down on your barbed fitting. You're going to tighten up on your hose clamp. To the other end of your shut-off valve, you'll attach the other side of the tubing. Tighten up on your hose clamp. And that completes the installation of the Backwash Air Kit. And now that we've completed the installation of the Backwash Air Kit on the Clearguard filter, what we'd like to do is demonstrate exactly how the Backwash Kit performs. And we weren't able to do that with a black solid drum. So what we've done is we've created a setup here using a transparent drum with the media inside, and we've hooked up the entire Backwash Air Kit to this drum. And you can see the air pump sitting on the shelf there. We have our fittings, we have our air hose. The only thing we don't have here is the shut-off valve, the petcock valve, in which case we didn't really need it on this particular application. It's just for demo purposes. So once we turn our air pump on, we could see that the media becomes agitated, and any debris, any fish waste, plant waste, or anything that's gotten hung up inside the surface area of the media balls will now become dislodged. You'll run through this process for 5 or 10 minutes or so. Then you'll shut off your air pump, you'll shut your petcock valve off, and you'll run your filter in the backwash position on the valve setting. And anything that's been loosened up, shaken out of your media will now come out of your waste port. And you can do this multiple times, 2-3 times, until you see the water running clear. Then you've known you've done an adequate backwash.